Hi there folks, I hope you're doing okay. So I suppose this is story time, because I'm slightly uncomfortable. I suppose this is story time part 2, number 2. So the next morning after what had happened in story time 1, basically my brother woke me up and I was a bit of a mess. I had like a cut on my hand and there was a bit of blood, and he asked me what had happened, and I knew he knew, like I knew he found out, as someone had told him. Basically, long story short, I ended up going to hospital and they stitched up my hand, and ended up with my mum and my brother, because they contacted my mum. It took them 11 hours actually to contact my mum, because they said, oh, we found your son's stuff 11 hours ago. It's like, right, okay. Anyway, so went to hospital, had my hand stitched up, and then ended up waiting basically all day just in a bed, obviously not really talking to anyone. My mum was there, and so was my brother and my uncle throughout like the whole thing, bless them. And then at like 12 o'clock I got an ambulance ride to the local mental health facility. Basically it was a bit of a ride away. It was like an hour ride, and then from that I met an absolutely lovely chap. He was really nice, because basically he didn't pretend. Because it was dead of night and everyone was kind of in bed and not on basically. So he just said, look, I just kind of keep an eye on things at night time. I don't really know a lot about mental health. Would you like a sandwich? I just thought that was really sweet that he was just so honest. It was like, look, I'm not gonna pretend, I don't know much. Would you like something to eat and a cup of tea? And sometimes genuinely that's quite beautiful. You know, if you don't understand, tell someone that you don't understand but still be willing to listen. That's an amazing thing to do, basically. So the next morning, by the way, I had to sleep like there wasn't a bed or anything. Literally I slept on like sofa cushions, basically. Like there wasn't even a proper sofa. It was like armchairs, and I used the cushions to make a bed, and they bought me like a thin blanket. So slept there, and then next day, a woman comes round to assess me, and she says, oh, she looked at the notes and she said, well, it says here you jumped from a car park. I was like, no, I didn't jump. She said, what, it says here you jumped? I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I bounced. She I don't think she found it funny. Anyway, I mean, I was in no mood, really. I mean, I wasn't uncooperative, but you know, you're not have your notes right kind of thing. Anyway, bless her. So it came to the big thing that sticks out there at this, and I'm not knocking anyone, but this I thought was just what? Basically, I'd been texting my brother all day on my phone, and he was like seeing how I was, obviously, and mom was kind of texting me through him and stuff like that. So I was talking to my family a lot that day, and the woman came in and she said, right, I spoke to your mum, and she said these words. She said, your family don't want you. Now bear in mind what's happened. She looked at me and went, well, your family, you know, she said, what do you want to do? I went, I don't know. I said, what do my family want to do? And she said, your family don't want you. What? And then she went on to say, and we can't house you here. Like, right. So she started talking about putting me in a hotel on my own. And my immediate thought was, oh, hotels have bars in. Ooh. But and she also actually said we'd have to put you on a top floor. And even in my state, I was like, you're telling me that with what I'm in here for and what, you know, and you thought I jumped, but I didn't. that you're going to put me on the top floor of a hotel on my own? She's like, yeah. Nothing, no emotion, no kind of, nothing, just like, yep. Right, and basically, long story short, from this point, I contacted my brother. Mom rang her, and she basically was like, what? Because what had actually happened is my family didn't really know what to do. They were just worried about me, of course they were. And they said, you know, if it's best for him to stay there, then he can stay there, because they just wanted what was best for me and what would help me at the most at that point. And yeah, that's how it got relayed to me, which was wrong. And yeah, basically I talked to my brother over the phone. He was livid. Mom was equally as livid. I remember the woman having a conversation with my mum over the phone, coming back in and saying, your mum's interesting, and I kind of knew what had happened. I'm like, she is, isn't she? Yep. So basically I ended up going, I went back home and basically just slept for a while, and then basically I guess started the long road to recovery. And I know that sounds like a really cliche statement, but that's what it is. You know, it's a long road, and it's a constant road. You know, you could almost say the road's 100 miles. Self-plug. But you know, that's what it is. It's a long road. And are you ever fully recovered? Probably not. You know, no one feels 100% at any time, I don't think, like I said before, but that's just me, in my opinion. And yeah, I'm sorry if this went on a little bit, sorry if it's a bit rambly, but this is yeah, that's story time number 2. There might be more, there might not. If you want to put your own experiences in the bottom, please do. That would be amazing. I'd love to start a dialogue and just get, you know, get people to not feel ashamed, basically. You're not attention seeking, you're telling your story. Right, bye.